This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
What I love about her is she doesn't deprive us of the things that we love in life, but at the same time, she helps us see nutrition in a different light so that we can make healthier choices and move our lives forward. Today, since we're just about to change seasons, we're going to hit the reset button. Good
Yeah.
time for that kind of maybe wipe the slate of what we were doing, or maybe just kind of change it up and some things that we can do to better support our nutrition goals. Oh, by the way, got to add in here, she's a pastry chef. There's no deprivation in things that you
No.
love. Every day she's cooking that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
But she's also an integrative nutrition health coach at My Kind of Healthy, and she's Katie Patterson. She's back with us. How's everything going with you?
I'm good, Steve. Thanks. How are you?
Fantastic. And I do have the same exact mindset where whether it's professional or personal, when
Mhm.
there's a change of season, especially this one, where
Yeah.
I don't know why this one, it's almost like a mini New Year's Eve kind of mentality,
Sort of.
right?
Exactly.
Why,
Yeah,
why,
it's
why do you think that is?
September's a good time because summer's over. You're getting back into, if you have kids, you get back into the routine of that they go to school every day. They have to be on a routine. And so it's just easier for life to get back into some kind of a routine. And we honestly thrive on routine, but a lot of the time in summer, we kind of let that go by the wayside.
Yeah.
It's more fun if you have a type of job where you have the ability to kind of alter your schedule. You can sleep in a little later. You have the longer days, so you're eating dinner later. Like everything happens at a slower pace in a way in the summer. There's not as much of a routine, but sometimes that affects you negatively. When
Mm,
you lose routine, it's easy to kind of lose track of some of your health goals. And you say,
yeah.
oh, it's summer, so I'm going to have those extra few drinks, or I'm going to eat, the heavier meals, or ignore my health goals and not work out and just go lay by the pool instead. So it's a lot easier to do that. Not that
Yep.
I didn't do it this weekend, because here in the East, it's local summer right now, and I love it. It's gorgeous. It feels like summer, but all the tourists aren't here. So it's really nice. And
Yep.
I mean, I was laying by the pool enjoying everything. It felt like summer, but I'm craving that routine.
I feel like I derailed, and I don't mean
Yeah.
that in a negative way, but over the summer I did things like to talk about the pool. Was at a friend's pool. We're hanging out. Order a pizza. I'm eating five slices later. What the
Yeah.
heck? What just
Yeah.
happened? What's going on here?
Yeah.
It wasn't all in one sitting. It was over the afternoon. I'll just say that.
That's
But
okay.
I've never done that. I've never, I'm good. Three is a lot for me.
But it
Um,
happens.
then it happened like a week later. I did the same exact thing. Um, do you think a lot of it is that we feel we deserve it? So then we just like,
Absolutely.
you know what? I work hard. I take care of myself
Yeah,
reasonably well. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. And
definitely.
I didn't feel guilty. I just, kind of surprised.
No.
It
Well,
was,
good.
it felt, but it was more of a wake up, like, keep an eye on that. Don't, because I'm afraid once, like you say, with routine and habit, I'm afraid of myself getting back into a bad habit, and I'll just
Mhm.
keep doing the bad habit because a habit, whatever, good or bad,
Exactly.
it
It
makes
is
life
very
easy.
easy for our brains to develop habits. They say it takes 3 weeks for
Mm,
something to become a habit and to become second nature. The brain has this amazing ability to change and to evolve. It's called neuroplasticity. It's an actual thing. We as humans have the ability through changes, through consistent actions, to change what we do on a regular basis and how our brains think and function. And in that respect, it changes how your body functions. So if you do the bad things for yourself all the time, if you're overindulging in food, if you're not exercising, if you're not getting enough sleep, all of that will wreak havoc with your central nervous system, with the way you digest food, all of it. It all ties in. But on the other hand, if you can get yourself on a regular schedule,
yep.
create some kind of a routine, you get the 8 hours optimal of sleep, which not many people do. But if you get enough sleep, if you get the rest, you drink the water, you do things for yourself that are healthy instead of just focusing on work, 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 and not taking care of yourself, then you're happier in your mindset, but your body functions better too.
So how do we do a reset?
It's really just look, I know when you tell somebody you want it, maybe let's try to focus on doing that. They automatically go into defense mode. And sometimes people don't want to do it because it seems like an overwhelming task. The
Yep.
same thing in January with resolutions and things like that. It really is just a way of just taking a look at yourself, taking a look at what you've been doing, journal it if you want to, just give yourself a few minutes to sit down and really kind of think about where you are.
Hmm.
If you set resolutions for yourself or if you set goals, which I like that word better, in the beginning of the year, where are you with those goals? Where are you with your health goals? And not just with health, with work, with relationships, with, your physical activity. Are you where you want to be? Where do you want to be in the next, by the end of the year? We've got a couple of months till the end of the year. Are there things you want to accomplish? And what is it going to take to accomplish that? It sounds kind of woo woo. And, not everybody takes the time to do that and to really internalize some things, but it's not really a difficult process to do a reset, to just really focus and say, okay, I know I need to sleep more. I'm going to try to prioritize going to bed early. I'm going to put the phone in another room so I'm not on my phone scrolling until God only knows what time. Um, I'm going to set my alarm for a little bit earlier every day. And you don't have to go from waking up at 7 to waking up at 5. That's ungodly for some people. But set your alarm maybe for 15 minutes earlier. If you can, get up and go for a walk or something in the morning, or just go get the sun on your face.
Hmm.
Just go stand outside for 5 minutes. Stand
It's a,
outside barefoot in the grass. That's you ground yourself. It's huge.
it's amazing once you're intentional and you start doing this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wake up earlier. I'm going to take that word trying out of there. I am waking up earlier.
Okay.
I have a thing within me that feels like I spent decades waking up at 3:54 a.m. working morning radio. I put
Hmm.
that behind about 6 years ago. So it's almost as if I feel like I'm cheating myself. I probably took years off my life from waking up that early. So it's like I'm very careful about that, but I
Yeah.
also know that I need to go to bed earlier. It's not like, I'm out partying every single night, but
Yeah.
it's like you're laying in bed and by the time you get to sleep, now it's 11 something and you want to get, 7 good hours. But
Exactly.
to your point, I walk my dog in the morning. He's the one who wakes me up, 7 o'clock. He's
Yeah.
right in my face. I'm like, dude, just
Mine too.
lay down. Yeah, mine is white too, and the same exact size. Just staring me down. I'm like, dude, just like I just want to write my gratitude journal. Give me, man, give me. And he's just
Yeah.
like waiting, waiting. But what it's done is allowed me to go outside and spend 15, 20 minutes walking him, but also waking up outside because
Yeah.
it's warmer out and just seeing things. Just really now
Hmm.
I almost don't want to admit I look forward to it. Not the moment
It's
of
a
getting
great
out of
thing.
bed. Yeah.
No, no. The getting out of bed is tough. And as soon as my kids started school a couple of weeks ago, you almost get a little resentful. It's like, damn it, I have to do this now.
Yeah.
I have to take them to school. Plus, I'm frustrated. I'm still driving my high school kids to school, but that's a whole other story. Um,
Believe me, I
it's like
get
I it's like I
it.
don't want to get up. So I think I almost hit snooze more the first few weeks of school than I
Yeah.
do the rest of the year. It's
Yep.
almost defiance. It's like, no, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to do this. But then the second I get out of bed, the second I make the coffee, all that, make my kids the smoothies for the morning, we get in the car. And then as soon as the sun hits me, provided it's a nice day, I feel so much better. And it's like, why did I fight this? Why didn't I get up a little bit earlier? Because let me tell you, that half hour in the morning before the kids wake up is a lot more peaceful than waking up at the same time as them when the chaos is going on.
Hmm.
I love that quiet time in the morning. And I have to remember that. Sometimes you just have to tell yourself, look, you might want the extra few minutes of sleep, but you're really going to appreciate those few minutes in the morning that you might get to yourself a little earlier.
For
And
sure.
like you said, you can write in a gratitude journal. You can do some yoga, you can do some Pilates, you can walk, meditate, whatever you can do to get yourself in a mindset to set you up for the rest of the day.
I spoke with somebody recently, and I even confirmed it after I spoke with them again earlier this morning. They meditate every morning for an hour. And I said, Well, I want to make sure I heard that right. An
Yeah.
hour. Why? He said, it gives me such clarity. I feel
Hmm.
so grounded. If I don't, he says, the day, it's just not a great day. It is, he says, it's a game changer. And I
Yeah.
said, every single morning for an hour. He goes, yep. I
Yeah.
said, every morning. He
I
said,
mean, I know
yes.
people that do it. I personally, I have a hard time meditating for that long.
Mm,
It's the shutting off the brain that sometimes I just have a hard time with.
yep.
Um, every once in a while, I can get into a zone where all of a sudden it's like, you're in that place.
Yep.
And you don't have to be like sitting in the yoga pose and doing
No.
all the crazy stuff. Like you can lay in your bed and do it. There's so many different ways to do it. I have had success with it. I struggle with it. I
Yep.
do know it is a really amazing thing if you're able to give yourself that time to do it. Even
Yeah.
if you just sit in silence for a little bit. Because once you can calm that clutter down in your mind, you do feel grounded. You do feel as if you are within your body. And sometimes you feel like you're on the outside looking in of everything going on in your own world. And that is the best thing, to be able to just kind of be in your body and feel like you're in charge.
Funny you should say that because I was at the gym a couple of weeks ago and I'm doing extensions, just for the
Okay.
back, right? And I stared at a bolt on a machine in front of me and I was meditating. It was the weirdest
Yeah.
thing. It was maybe 2 minutes and I'm just like focusing. I'm like, what is going on here? What's happening? Close my eyes for a second, open them up. I'm on the machine, by the way. So I'm like, I'm taking a second here. Fortunately, nobody wanted to use it at the time I was using it.
Okay.
I opened my eyes and I went into like hyper crazy workout mode. And it was almost as if I was looking at myself from above down. Like, who are you, dude? What just
Yeah.
happened? It didn't even feel, I didn't even know I was working out.
That's
It was like,
incredible.
this is the coolest feeling. I got to do this again.
Yeah.
And it was so easy. It was just
Yeah.
say, like, I don't know where I am. I know I was at the gym, but it's like nothing mattered. I'm just like
Hmm.
focusing, focusing, focusing. It's amazing what it can do for you once
It
you're
can.
intentional about it?
It can. And sometimes you can go into a meditation where you can almost give yourself a prompt, or this is what I want to focus on. This is my intention. And then every once in a while you're able, and I think it becomes easier as you do it, you're able
Yeah.
to call that into mind and to really, really bring that into yourself. And sometimes that's where manifestation happens. Everybody has different ideas on manifestation. I do believe the more you think about something, the more you can call it into action, the more you can actually make it happen. Things don't happen unless you really work for it. And to me, manifesting something is just another way of trying to bring something into the forefront of what's important to you. And that in that respect, that's what you focus on. That's what you go after.
Mm.
So manifesting happens. Sometimes it happens when you're meditating. It's really getting into your own mind space.
I think we're afraid to go there. Many of us.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I do think so. I think a lot of people don't know how to slow down. They don't know how to slow down enough to do it, and they're afraid of what they're going to see if they go deep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's been said, and I believe it. You look, you're going to find. So if
Yeah.
you're intentional to look within, you don't even know what you're looking for. You're just, opening the door. You're going to see
Hmm.
something on the other side of the door. It may not be the most comfortable thing you see, but ultimately, I
No.
believe it'll move your life forward because you're going to get clarity. And it's probably those things that you need to address anyway.
Well, and that's the point of this reset too.
Yeah.
It's really looking within, and you have to be honest with yourself.
Yep.
If you sit there and you look at what you've been doing up till this point, even if you just take it in a year time construct, and you say, okay, from January till now, this is what I've been doing. This is what I want to change. This is how much I've been drinking. This is what I've been eating, what I haven't been exercising, how I've been living my life. You really have to become clear and honest with yourself to be able to make any changes.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then it's small little changes over time. You can't do anything drastically. You can't go from not getting off the couch to trying to go run a marathon. It just doesn't happen. You can't tell yourself you're going to go to the gym 5 days a week. That's not going to happen. And then when you have to set yourself up for success. So no one is perfect. You're not aiming for perfection. It's just progress in all aspects. It can be with what you eat. Just try to focus on eating a little bit more seasonally. Eat the apples and the squash and the more comforting foods as it gets a little colder. Try to get the exercise in outside now because we
Mm,
all know what
mm,
happens the weekend after Halloween. We lose an hour. And
yep.
that's when people start to get into a little bit more of seasonal depression. So, what you do now by trying to create better habits, that will help to stave that off. That will help you to maybe not quite want to go into hibernation mode in the winter because you're going to feel a little bit better going into the darker months, the colder months. Enjoy the time out there now. Get yourself into a better routine so that you're more prepared for the winter.
It's the same thing they say when somebody goes for surgery or has an accident.
Mhm.
And if they're in good physical shape, they heal so much faster, so much easier. Yeah, that was nothing
Yes.
compared
Yes.
to other people who may not be in that same situation. And let's be honest, the seasonal thing, you're probably going to eat more.
Yeah,
Hibernation, right? Bear,
definitely.
bears do.
You
But
you do. It's called comfort food for a reason,
yeah, yeah.
and you just have to be a little bit introspective and allow yourself to have some of that. Don't beat yourself up for having any of it. I say that all the time. And just it's all balance. It's all
Mm.
balance as to what you do and don't have. Have the comfort foods, have the healthier foods, move a little bit, drink the water, get the sleep, take care of your skin, like all these different things.
If you're feeling it, the positive stuff, then do it. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, the night before, I was out with some friends, saw a band. It was a late night. I get up. I'm like, time is ticking away in the Northeast here with the warm weather. I haven't kayaked even close to what I wanted to.
Hmm.
And I begrudgingly, I will admit, like, all right, I'm gonna go. I mean, once I was there, I was like, oh, I don't remember even being tired. And it's not like I had to do anything. All I was doing was floating, but I was getting clarity, relaxation, and
Hmm.
just grounding, and it was great. And of course, I look back, it's like all those days in the summer you didn't go, and you
Could have
should have
done it.
went,
Exactly.
could have done it, but you can't. You just got to celebrate
No.
the wins.
Yes. Yes. That's one of the hardest things is pushing yourself to take the first step to put on the exercise clothes, to go for the walk or get on the kayak or do something like that. There are so many things that stop us from doing it and so many excuses we make
Mm,
not to, but then once we do it, you never regret the exercise. You really don't. Maybe the next day when you're hurting,
mm,
if you overdo it a little bit, but for the most part, you never say, "Oh, I wish I didn't work out. I wish I didn't go for that walk. I wish
yeah.
I didn't take the time for myself."
Nobody would ever do that.
No,
Nobody would ever do that.
no.
Hmm. I'm going to change gears for a moment because we have an
Okay.
email and instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com. You can reach us anytime, question, comment, whatever.
Okay.
Jody Searsport, Maine checks in, says, how much protein do we need to eat each day to be healthy?
There are different thoughts on this. The one that I go by, and I try to tell people if they want me to really, really give them some kind of a food plan,
Sure.
half of your body weight in grams. So, say you're a woman who weighs 120 pounds, you want to try to aim for about 60 grams of protein. If you're trying to lose weight, you might want to up that a little bit and cut
Hmm.
back on the carbs and the sugar. But protein is a huge building block. You also want to make sure you eat enough fiber with it, drink enough water. But yes, I would definitely say the goal, usually my train of thought is half of your body weight in grams in protein, which
Kind of
seems
heard
like
the
a
same.
lot, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's easy to do if you think about it, if you read the food labels. There's protein in a lot more foods than people realize.
Yes. Yeah. Or you can add more. Like
Exactly.
I'll make a salad, and
Hmm.
sometimes I'll use the pre-cut cooked chicken, just
Yeah,
because it's
it makes
easier,
it easier.
$4 or $5 a bag. But it's 2.5 servings in that bag. When I look at one serving, and I think it's like 20 grams of protein roughly in the
Okay.
one serving. I'm looking at it, I was like, that's not even enough protein. That's not enough chicken in a salad.
No,
So I'll
no.
double up on it and I'll leave maybe half for the next time.
Hmm.
But there you got 40. That's one meal. So
Yeah,
you can quickly come close.
you can. You
What is that
can. I mean,
number?
there's protein powders. You know, when I said something before about making my kids shakes in the morning. With my daughter, she doesn't love the protein powder necessarily because it does get gritty.
Mm,
And she chocolate, I think chocolate protein powder for some reason usually has less of an aftertaste and is less gritty than the vanilla
I'm
or
with
some
you.
even the plain.
Mm.
But she's not a chocolate kid. She loves her mango smoothies. So I do, fresh mango, a banana, oat milk. But then what I do is I put in cottage cheese and yogurt. You don't know. It's the, especially the cottage cheese, it gets blended up. It makes it creamy. So I put a third of a cup of cottage cheese, a third of a cup of whole fat Greek yogurt, and then she gets the protein from that.
Mm.
He's also not a peanut butter kid, but I would add almond butter, or for myself, I'd add almond butter or some kind of a nut butter or an unsweetened peanut butter. Again, peanut butter, nut butters have a huge amount of protein.
Yep. Yep. And
I
also, you need to get fat anyway. It's coming
You
from
do.
typically the
You need
butter.
the fat. I mean, to me, if I make a smoothie, you want to make sure you have fat, protein, carbs, and some kind of a leafy green in there if possible. I put
Mm.
spinach or kale in all the smoothies.
And to your point, funny we're talking about this because over the weekend I tried a new vanilla protein powder and it's a plant-based powder. I
Hmm.
always do whey. And part of me says you're eating too much dairy. Cut back on that.
Okay.
Um, gotta admit, it wasn't some random brand. It was grittier, chalkier than
Yeah.
usual. That stuff doesn't really bother me that much, but I can see others be like, "Ugh, this is like," and
It
and
does
I
make a
I
difference.
blended it really well, but it's still,
It does make a difference. Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
And unless you have enough other things in there to take away the flavor. So it's just experimentation when it comes to protein powders.
Yeah.
It's reading the labels, trying to get one that's as clean as possible. You don't want one with lots of added sugars because sometimes, yeah, it might have 40 grams of protein in a serving, but it also could have like 80 grams of sugar if they add too much to it. Because
Yep.
sometimes it's like basically having quick Nestle quick chocolate milk. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say, but it's like having some kind of chocolate milk like that
Yeah.
with just protein in it. So you just really have to watch what you're getting.
Yep. And you inspired me. I'm gonna try and get my daughter on smoothies.
You know
We
what?
did
They're a
it.
great thing. They're a
Yeah.
great thing to be able to get it in. It keeps them full too, which is good because she's like, I don't have time for breakfast in the morning, which I understand. They go to school at 7:30. It's early.
Hmm.
So just to try to get something in them. But the problem is trying to keep her friends from drinking it. She comes home
Ah.
and is like, can you make a second one? My friends are stealing my smoothie.
Well, that's good because it's also the your friends say it's good, you're gonna say it's good. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
there's a
it
plus in
works.
there. More work for you, but it's a plus. It,
Exactly.
it probably fuels her want to drink it even more.
Yeah.
Um,
And I look, as much as I'm trying to do a reset for myself and it's September, I'm trying to get them into better habits too.
sure.
The kids were used to waking up late. They're used to not eating breakfast in the morning. They just wait till lunch. I need them to be on some kind of a schedule too.
Yep. Uh,
Everybody's happier.
this is what you do. You do it for all in many
I do.
different
I
ways.
try.
Yeah. How do we connect with you?
I am online at mykindofhealthy.com. That is the name of my business. I'm located in New Jersey, but I can work with anybody anywhere via Zoom or phone. If you want to find me on socials, I am at the Pastry Chef Health Coach on Instagram and Katie Cakes / My Kind of Healthy on Facebook.
You're real, you're practical, you get it, you don't deprive.
No.
Fantastic. I got to ask an unrelated question.
Yeah,
On your hand, it looks like you have a little tattoo.
I do. I have a heart.
I thought so.
Uh, I have a heart. When I was diagnosed with cancer, my daughter used to write a heart on my hand with liquid eyeliner every day. And then the day I went in for test to go test myself out in the radiation machine, kind of had a little panic attack. I looked down on my hand and the heart was gone. It had washed off. So that afternoon, I had her draw another one and I went and got it tattooed. So it would always be there.
You've shared your journey before. I'm not psychic. I'm not intuitive. Well, everybody's a little intuitive.
Yeah,
I knew that already.
really?
I'm not even kidding. I knew
Wow.
that. I knew that it had something to do with your cancer journey. I don't know
Hmm.
why, but the first couple of times we got together, I was like, well, I don't know, what is beauty mark? I'm
Yeah,
seeing a
no, it's a
heart.
heart.
No,
And
no,
you can
no.
see it.
Oh, I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That really is.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing that. And
Of
thanks,
course.
thanks for being here today. Time for the reset button. Let's do it.
Yep. Hit the
All right.
reset button.
We'll talk soon.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.